When animals turn bad, but they don't mean to, they just can't help themselves. That is true. Animals have no responsibility and so are not responsible for their actions. When that shark bit your leg off while you were enjoying a playful frolic in the sea, he didn't target you personally. He was just following his primeval evolutionary desires. Anyone with half a brain knows that. Still, that hasn't stopped us superior humans accusing animals of human crimes. Here are 5 animals that found themselves on the wrong side of the law. Before we get into ranking these furry felons, take a quick second to subscribe to Ranked Topics. Also, be sure you hit the notification bell so you can be first in line when we publish new videos. Okay, let's rank the animal crimes. Number 5. A bull. Crime: murder. If you think it's just the Spanish that torment bulls, think again. The French also have a history with our bovine friends. In 1499, in the town of Beaupré, a bull unfortunately managed to kill a 14-year-old boy. There are few details of the actual incident, so we can't say if there was any justification of self-defense. The townspeople didn't see it that way anyhow, and the bull stood trial. The local court found him guilty and he was executed. He was burned alive. Number 4. A rooster. Crime: laying an egg. We know medieval Europeans had a penchant for accusing women of witchcraft. Just keeping a black cat was enough for a lady of yore to be thrown bound and gagged into the local river, or burned at the stake. However, accusations of sorcery were not reserved for women alone. Chickens too could fall foul of the law. Do you see what I did there? In 1474, in Basel, Switzerland, a rooster laid an egg. The dumbstruck locals were horrified. This was impossible. Roosters could not lay eggs. That insight led them to the only possible conclusion. The bird was obviously possessed by the devil. Justice was swift and the rooster was burned alive. As if further proof were needed, 3 more eggs were found inside the body. Any townsfolk smart enough to realize the rooster was in fact a hen did well to keep quiet. Number 3. Pigs. Crime: murder. Back to France for the next animal convicts. At a French monastery in 1379, 2 herds of pigs killed a man. They ate him alive, and perhaps more shockingly, a group of people looked on but did nothing. Both pigs and bystanders were found guilty and sentenced to death. However, the monastery's leader could not bear the thought of the financial loss if all his pigs were executed. He persuaded the Duke of Burgundy to pardon the onlookers, but he graciously offered to supply the porcine ringleaders. Consequently, 3 unlucky pigs were selected for execution. Of course, they were burned to death. Number 2. A monkey. Crime: spying. The passing of the Age of Enlightenment sadly didn't save the animal kingdom from tyranny. In Hartlepool, England, during the Napoleonic Wars, a French ship was wrecked off the town's coast. The sole survivor of this tragedy was the ship's monkey, who was washed ashore. The locals found him, and not knowing what a French person looked like, they assumed this hirsute little man was the enemy. The monkey was accused of being a spy and tried for his crimes. The little fellow was dispatched by hanging. To this day, the nickname of the local football team is the Monkey Hangers. Number 1. An elephant. Crime: murder. Not to be outdone in anything, the Americans also got in on the action. They couldn't let the old world Europeans dominate the animal prosecution sphere, could they? So, in 1916 in Tennessee, they got in on the act and lynched an elephant. Her name was Mary and she was part of a traveling circus. During his first day as her handler and with no experience, Red Eldridge managed to upset Mary by whacking her on the head with a metal spike. She took exception to this, lifted Red into the air with her trunk and smashed his body into the ground several times before trampling him to death. Witnesses demanded justice and the circus owner agreed. He advertised Mary's execution, and when the day came, a large crowd cheered as poor Mary was hoisted into the air by an enormous crane. She was hanged by her neck until she was dead. Luckily, that has deterred elephant crime in Tennessee ever since. There they are, the most despicable animal criminals in history. What do you think of the ranking? Do you agree that Mary the elephant was the worst? Tell us in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to hit subscribe and the notification bell. Until next time, watch yourself around those animals.